Hi, I'm Jim Glay. I'm with Crash Boom Bam Vintage Drums and More. We're at the Chicago Drum Show. As you can hear, there's all sorts of crazy sounds, drum sounds. I wanted to show you some of my drums that I have for sale today. And let's go and check these out. This first drum is a Ray McKinley Ludwig model from about 1948, 47, 49, somewhere in there. It's a very nice setup with double lugs, white marine pearl. This is a great drum. This George Way. George Way was one of the great drum innovators. This drum is from 1959. He only had a George Way drum company for 1 year. It's in black diamond pearl. It's got the white painted interior, as you can see. Ludwig drums also had this interior. Ludwig drums and Camco, and also Heyman drums in London, England, also had this interior. The next is somewhat of a rarity. This is a 4x14 Slingerland Piccolo, but it's a Radio King. The problem with this drum is these are nickel and these are chrome. Also, the date on the inside of the shell is stamped September 1941, but the badge indicates early 50s, late 40s, and the same thing with the strainer. It's a beautiful drum. I've talked to some Slingerland specialists, and they have told me what they would do with it is to re-chrome these, or chrome them initially, to cover the nickel. This drum over here is a Premier English drum, Premier Signia, 75th anniversary drum. There were only so many of them made. This is a mint drum. It never was played. I always like to bring it to the show. I get a lot of interest, but so far no takers, but I'm sure I'll sell it. And this is a Ludwig Super Classic, also known as a Buddy Rich model, when Buddy was with Ludwig drums in the late 50s. This is what was known as a Ludwig transition badge. It was only used between 59 and 60, somewhere in there. So you can really date this drum with a great degree of precision. Back here we have some interesting drums. This is called a Ludwig Vista Light. It's a clear plexiglass drum. In the late 70s and, well, actually middle 70s, plexiglass became the rage. And then a beautiful drum, kind of dusty, but I had to pull it out of storage. And this is my baby. This is a Rogers Dynasonic snare drum. This is well sought after by collectors. This drum is about $2,000 worth right there. It is, as you can tell, in mint condition. It has the original heads. It has the famous bridge, which the Dynasonic was known for. This is a highly collectible drum. This drum is $2,000. This is the same drum in metal, and this is about $300. This is a Rogers Dynasonic, a metal one. Tall boy hoops, a tall hoop, heavy brass shell. A Slingerland brass shell with what is known as stick saver hoops. The hoops turn in rather than out. This is a Rogers Century. It's a concert drum. This is a Slingerland Radio King Jr. The original Radio Kings were steam bent maple shell. This is a ply shell. It was called a student model. This is a Premier drum from the early 80s, late 70s. It's got that what is known as a parallel strainer in the middle of it, going through the middle of the drum. As you can see, that's called a parallel strainer in there. And next to it is a Leedy drum. A Leedy drum that was owned and were made by Slingerland. Slingerland owned them at the time. Very similar badges, just a different color. And this is called a Slingerland Super Sensitive, a heavy brass shell, stick saver hoops, and a very nice drum. If you ever get a chance to come to this show, please do. It is the finest in the country. And of course, if you want to see great drums on the internet, go to my website, vintagedrumsandmore.com. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.